Hello everyone, MP Hater here, and welcome back to my Newcomer's Guide for Elden Ring. This is part 4. So in the last episode, we ended up tackling Darrowwill with the help of Blythe, and we got the Bloodhound Fang, which is a pretty nice weapon. Again, it's actually what I completed the game with the first time I played it. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the club, and I'm going to grab a couple of levels. Because I've been hoarding a little bit. And we're going to continue kind of what we've been doing, which is to go get items that are good for the starting classes. So come over here for a golden rune. I actually forgot to pick it up earlier. And then we're going to head back to where we fought Darrowwill and just keep going. We're going to find an upgrade for this club, actually. So if you like bonk sticks, then you can utilize this weapon. Off the ledge here, though, you'll see a spirit spring. And immediately right, we're going to jump up here to grab the weapon. Then we're going to climb back up. So unless you're a wretch like me, you probably don't need that weapon. Again, unless you just like bonk sticks. Otherwise, we're going to drop off here. And there's another spirit spring here that we're about to use. Kind of turn around, face southeast. We'll grab another golden rune. And while we don't need to pick it up, it is kind of right in our path. We're going to grab this item, which is the Starlight Shards. So these will gradually refill your focus points. They are a consumable item, however. Then we're going to go ahead and kill all the enemies kind of that are out here and progress inside this area here to get a couple of items. So there are a couple of sorcerers out here. We're going to kill this one. This one will shoot glintstone pebbles at you, as will the one to the left there, if you end up going down before we kill these guys. And this is the Royal House Scroll. This is going to give you two abilities, the Glintstone Phalanx, or Glint Blade Phalanx, sorry, and the Carrion Slicer, both of which are some good early game sorceries. Now, you'll want to take them either to Sellen. Remember, though, that she does move around a little bit in the game, so you might also consider, once we get north to Liurnia, taking it there instead to Miriam. Because he doesn't really ever move around. Anyway, we're going to kill the other guy shooting glintstone pebbles at us. So, a couple things. This guy right here with the flag. He also has a horn. We want to kill him first. Because we want to avoid having to fight both of these barbarians or mercenaries, whatever they're called, out here. We want to try to stealth them if we can. And separate them if we can. I'm just going to hang out in the grass here until he comes back around. We got a golden rune out here. We got a few of these enemies. You don't have to kill them, but I usually do. Alright, so I don't want to fight this guy yet, so I'm going to get in the grass here. Well, looks like that won't be an option. Whenever he does that charge-up attack, roll to his right, jump on top of him, and pound him in the head. Does a pretty healthy amount of damage. Anyway, this gives us the Great Epi. To kind of show you what this is, it's basically a thrusting weapon. That's the R1, that's the R2. The R2 kind of has a double left and right swing. And then if you two-hand it and L2, it'll do the impaling thrust ability. That's its Ash of War. So these guys, they're on horseback. I don't recommend attacking them from behind because otherwise the horse will kick you. We're going to try to get to his side. And if I can do 2 full swings, usually that will knock them off of their horse with R2. And we can actually get in a critical hit that does a massive amount of damage. So I'm going to try to get that done so you can kind of see what that looks like. There you go. So that's going to get him for pretty much all of his remaining health. It's a really efficient way to kill those guys if you can sneak up on them on horseback. Otherwise, we're going to head back to the Spirit Spring that we jumped up here on. And we're going to head south to the Bridge of Sacrifice. Now, there's a ballista guy here. As long as you're moving, it probably won't hit you. Off to the side here, we have a smithing stone. And we have a stone sword key. I usually like to clear out this area. So wait for them to do that attack, and then we can get behind them. Alright, that'll give us a refill on our Crimson Tears. Continue heading south. There's a grace off the side here. I'm going to go ahead and do some level ups as I do feel like I'm hoarding a little bit. Thing to remember, by the way, is if you lose your runes, don't worry about it. You'll always be able to get more. In fact, later in the game, you're going to get into a point where you have millions of runes. And you're going to lose those too. Again, they don't really matter. It doesn't take that long to get runes in this game.
Might I bend my name is servant's day, but I swear my good father decided himself.
So talk to Irina here, and that's going to begin her quest.
Would you mind taking my soul wish, please?
We're going to go ahead and take the letter that she's given us, and she wants us to deliver it to her father.
Please, he can be stopped.
So talk to her until she repeats herself. And then we're going to go through here. Now, there are some pretty spicy enemies here. What I'm going to recommend that you do is kind of get around the center here, and then we're going to go ahead and call our summon. Got a couple of items out here we're going to grab. Golden rune, smithing stone. But really after though is going to be the Morning Star. Up here is a scarab with Mighty Shot. This is actually the same ability that you start off with as a samurai with your longbow. Anyway, we're going to keep following this, and we see off to the side here another grace. If you come here at night, by the way, there will be an undead cavalry here. I don't recommend facing off against them at this point. Pass the time if you have to. They are only here during nighttime. So we do have another vendor over here.
Fine.
You can buy kukri, again, if you like throwing weapons. Got some smithing stones, crack pots, stone sword keys, as well as some initial starting gear. Otherwise, what we're here for is going to be to flesh out the map a little bit. We're going to go grab one of those map fragments. While we're here, we're also going to get a golden seed. Sleeping Peninsula. So there's going to be a ballista being shot at you. Just come up here. Worth mentioning, by the way, past here is actually a boss arena. If it's nighttime. You'll have the Death Bird to contend with. I don't recommend facing off against them yet. We're going to come across here, and we're going to make a left past these ruins. And we're going to see a teleporting version of a scarab. So they're just going to teleport back and forth. That's going to give you Poison Mist, which is an incantation. And then we're going to head up here. And there's a guy who's hacking away at a corpse here. We're just going to steal the item that he has uncovered. So the smithing stone. Then we're going to drop down here. And now we're back to the entrance. We're going to go back around. And we're going to use this spirit spring to jump up to the tower right there. So we got a warming stone here that basically it gives back your allies' FP gradually. Anyway, this tower is a memory stone tower. We're going to come over to the front of it, and we're going to activate this thing, and then we're going to see one right here. There's one immediately to the left, kind of hidden in the grass. And there's another one who's invisible, who's in the water over here. You'll see kind of the water droplet. Otherwise, people often will end up leaving a message to tell you that there's something there. So these are important if you are a magic user, because these are going to give you more spell slots. So we're going to get one here. We're also going to get one either at the very end of this episode or the very beginning of the next. I haven't decided yet. And then we'll be able to get another one at the round table hold once we reach there. So again, super important if you are a magic user at all. Otherwise, though, we're going to head north from here. There is a Grace we're going to catch, and we're also going to unlock a Catacombs while we're here. So you'll see some enemies running like dark magic over there. I'm just going to kind of run alongside it. Northeast in this case. And this is going to take us to the entrance of a catacombs. So this is where we are on the map currently. So we went over here, picked up the item, went back north, jumped up to this tower, dropped off to head over to Oridus's Rise, I guess is what it's called. We headed north, and we have unlocked a catacombs. We're going to go ahead and grab a Site of Grace in here. So after we get out of here, I'm actually going to have us head back over to the minor Erd tree over near the Siofra River well. And that's because I actually missed a couple of things in there in the last episode. I got sidetracked during the visit there and completely forgot about it. So we're just heading north. We reach an impasse, just jump along the left side. So here we're going to see one of these. Teardrop Scarab. This is one of the ones that we missed. So Grand Slam. And then in front of the tree are some crystal tears. These are going to be for the Wondrous Physic flask that we picked up previously. Still being chased. Come on, let me teleport. There we go. So now we're going to head over to Gatefront. And from here we're going to head north. There's a giant up there. Whenever we pass underneath this, he's going to jump down. So we're going to grab this item here. Another item for us to grab, Golden Rune. And just keep running north. Or west, I guess now. So we're in Stormhill now. We're going to grab a Golden Seed, which is going to give us the second required now for us to get our upgrades. There'll be some wolves here. If you get up here fast enough, you can rest here and have them despawn. Otherwise, kill them. So we have a stone sword key here. And then we're going to talk to the woman in here.
Only to have that, you know, it's quite a lot. You're all heading to enticed. Well, that, but I don't have. It's scary. I want to. I'm nothing. Can you take...
So talk to her eventually. She'll give you the spirit jellyfish ashes, which is another summon.
And finally get... It won't.
So talk to her until she repeats herself. And then we're going to head east. And you can see them in the distance, but there are some more of these burial grounds or cemeteries. These things, by the way, will explode. And then in the distance we can see some stuff here. Off to the right we've got their smithing stone. And then we're going to go the other way, kind of letting this stuff stay in our view. So we got a troll over there. This, by the way, is a great place to kill these things if you want to get the drop for them. Again, you can get a helm out of that if you want to. We want to alert one of these trolls, not all of them, but one of them, and get it to smash this thing. This will give us some more smithing stones. Come on. There we go. All right. So now we're going to go around these guys. Try to avoid getting knocked off your horse. We're going to head northwest. So this area, by the way, let me kill the enemies that are here real quick. Okay. So this area, we don't want to go too much farther north, but this area will lead us to the Colosseum. So if you're interested in multiplayer, you can come over here. Otherwise, though, we are going to be heading to a little shack. We're going to follow this back south. And you're going to see the shack right there. We'll go ahead and use our flasks, or get our flask upgrade, I should say. So this shack has burn hall in it. So Burn Hall is basically a guy who will teach you. You can buy Ashes of War from him.
Any interest? All I know. Now's the time. Not Floating
So if there are any that you like, go ahead and buy them. He'll get more later. Otherwise, from here, we are going to keep heading along kind of this path here. So our next goal really is going to be there. Then we're going to find a couple of things along the way. So nothing really in this encampment that's worth your time. Crafting, if you want the exalted flesh. Otherwise, though, just leave this place. And off on the right-hand side here, you're going to see kind of a ledge to get up on. You'll actually be called out to by this guy. This is Alexander.
Can you hear me? Help me.
He'll help us in some fights later today, so we're going to go ahead and help him.
What are you playing at?
Oh, come on.
Please. I just
Help him.
Don't doubt
Talk
it.
to him first. Apparently you have to talk to him first before it'll actually affect him.
Oh, that's... Well, I and beyond and upon this side doesn't... To red men...
Anyway, make sure you hit him from behind. Then we're going to drop down here and we're going to keep heading east. So this guy just, if you get near him, he just kind of keeps slamming his head over and over and over. He can kill you in very short work. Unless you've got your spirit ashes, so I'm going to try to avoid him. So got another smithing stone. So off to the side here, we got another vendor. Go ahead and talk to him.
Are you here as a
So he's got some more smithing stones. He's got some cracked pots. The third Nomadic Warriors cookbook, which is all about poison. Otherwise, he's got some of the starting gear. So keep following this path, and off on the left-hand side here, there is D. This is an NPC who we're going to get some help from a little bit later.
I'm known heed my the village here and worse.
You want to talk to him, though?
The turn back. Turn back.
All right. So go ahead and talk to him, and then we're actually going to be tackling a boss. And thankfully, we've got a side of grace right next to the boss. You can see the boss in the distance over there. So this is actually a pretty easy boss. If you attack him quick enough to where he can't summon his legion, he'll be extremely easy to beat. Otherwise, just chase him, run around, and whack him with some R2s. So that's going to cause him to summon. He'll actually kill his own minions, however, periodically. When he does that, get away. When he does that, get away. Otherwise, just keep chasing him. Again, if you can interrupt him, he won't be able to summon. So again, he tends to kill his own minions too. And he's dead. So you're going to get Death Root, which is something that we want. And you're going to get the Skeletal Militiaman Ashes, which is one of the best ashes for the early to mid game. Because whenever the Skeletal Militiamen die, they'll go on the ground, and if nothing attacks them, they'll basically rise right back up. So they basically keep respawning. And most of the enemies in this game, the NPC enemies, as well as the bosses, they don't actually attack the ground to kill them. So very, very effective, and it's going to be the main one that we use kind of from here on out for a big chunk of this game. So I'm going to go ahead and swap out my Lone Wolf Ashes for the Skeletal Militiaman Ashes. It's also actually cheaper than the Lone Wolf Ashes as well. Anyway, so we're in some ruins here. Over here we got a mushroom. And then we're going to look for some ruins that have some turtles in them. When you find the one with turtles, you're going to find that there is a path down here. We're going to use the stone sword key. And we're going to come here and grab the green turtle talisman. This is basically the equivalent of the Chloranthy ring in previous games. So this is going to increase your recovery speed of stamina. Very nice to have. Otherwise, we're going to go head back to D and talk to him. And he's going to give us the ability to go see someone named Garonk.
And with a how would you like? If you're inclined, then I'll introduce. I have a matter on the beast. What say you? Very well.
So go ahead and accept his introduction. And if you look at your map, you're going to notice it's actually at the sending gate that we marked earlier near the Church of America. So that's actually where we're going to be heading next. However, that's going to basically do it, I think, for this episode. So we're going to travel to the Church of America and kind of put it here for the episode. So from here, I'll grab some additional level ups. And in the next episode, kind of the idea is we are going to take the sending gate, and this is going to send us to the northern section of Caelid. Now, Caelid is a pretty dangerous place. However, there is some early gear that we can get that's going to be especially useful for the astrologer. So we're going to be heading over here in order to get some stuff. We're going to unlock another map fragment as well. And that's actually going to do it for most of what the early preparation for the game is going to be. At that point, we're going to start tackling the stuff that's in Limgrave, as well as East Limgrave. We'll probably make our first attempt at the boss over here, which is Margit. And then we'll start tackling some of the stuff that's down here too, kind of the west half of the Weeping Peninsula. So that's going to be kind of what we do over the next several episodes. But until then, thank you everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Later.